Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sports Hub Central. I am your host, Chad M., and I know that everybody is oh so excited because the NFL season is finally about to begin. And the reason that we all love NFL football is because the regular season is absolutely tremendous in comparison to the other major sports in North America. 16 games is perfect. One game a week. The amount of intensity and preparation put into these games provides a playoff-like atmosphere. You can't screw around and have a little 2 or 3 game losing streak like you can in the other sports and get away with it. You can't just go through the day-to-day motions of just sort of faking it like you can in the other sports. No, this game is way too intense, and the way it's laid out with the schedule, the fact that you can sit down and commit that one day of the week on Sundays and become a huge fan of the sport is what's so intriguing about it. And then you also factor in the standalone games on national TV Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night. It really is just set up so well for the average sports fan to get absolutely involved with it. And the other element, of course, is the betting side of things. Everybody likes to throw down a couple of shekels on these games and get involved. And this year, to kick off the NFL campaign, we have another fantastic game, which will see the defending Super Bowl champion New York Giants hosting their hated division rival Dallas Cowboys. And last year, the Giants took care of business against this very same team, beating them twice, including the crucial final game of the regular season to clinch the division en route to winning the Super Bowl. So you know that there's a bad taste left in the mouth of this Dallas Cowboy team here, which had their chance in the division and absolutely blew it down the stretch last year. So I know to most people in the public, they think, oh, the Giants are just going to absolutely steamroll them. They took care of them twice last year, so why not again? I don't see it playing out that way this year, because when you look at these two teams, the Dallas Cowboys are in a position here that I think they absolutely relish, and that is being the underdog. I have no problem supporting them when they're catching points, especially when you figure that for the most part, when it comes to these division rival games, they go down to the wire. And if the Cowboys were to lose this game, which I don't see happening, I think they win straight up. They probably aren't going to lose by much more than a field goal anyways. And the predominant reason I see that being the case here is when there's less pressure on Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys, I feel like they play a little bit looser. They're not going to be as tense. There's not as much scrutiny on them should they go out and lose a game that they're expected to win. And I think one of the reasons that we saw Dallas have problems last year down the stretch was the defense was absolutely atrocious. And I think that that had a lot to do with the fact that it was the first year for Rob Ryan as a defensive coordinator. Someone with the mind that he has will eventually get the results that he needs out of his defense. It has the personnel that the Cowboys do. And what I mean by that is the fact that this year in the offseason, they went out there and did a damn good job of shoring up the secondary, which caused problems last year. They went out and drafted Maurice Claiborne, and they also brought in Carr. So now they're a little bit more solid back there. And you know what DeMarcus Ware can do on the front line and cause some damage with Anthony Spencer and the boys. And when you look at the Giants, their offensive line really isn't great, and they don't have a fantastic running game. So I believe that Dallas might actually be a little bit more balanced offensively with the likes of a DeMarco Murray running the football, Dez Bryant, Miles Austin at the wide receiver positions. Furthermore, with the New York Giants, they've always been a team under Tom Coughlin that have not done well in the big favorite role. And I think that coming off the Super Bowl victory last year, the motivation might not be quite the same. Much like I was talking about with the Cowboys, the Giants prefer to be in that underdog role. And I think that they're going to get everything they can handle from this Dallas Cowboy team who's seeking double revenge based on last year. And I don't think that they're going to be able to just beat them down like many people think they are in this spot. And that's a wrap for this week's episode of Sports Hub Central. Make sure, guys, to check out the link below so you can come and bet me on this football game and many more great sporting events throughout the year.